and then the pulls just disappear. They don't stay. That is insane, bro. That is insane. Arknights Endfield. So this is a game I was really looking forward to. I mean, when I looked at the gameplay trailer of this game and the gameplay reveal that they did a few weeks back, it was looking really good. Like, it was looking like a proper next-gen gacha game, okay? The one that could possibly take over Wuthering Waves as a really good high-quality gacha game. But I had my doubts regarding Arknights Endfield, especially when it comes to monetization, right? I made a video on Stella Sora, and I said that the game was made by Yostar, and Yostar is kind of linked to Arknights, so I had my doubts regarding the monetization of Arknights Endfield. But then a lot of people said that Arknights Endfield is being developed differently from Yostar, so Yostar has nothing to do with the Arknights team now, which was a sort of a relief for me, because honestly, Stella Sora gacha is absolutely crazy, right? And I was kind of relieved that, okay, at least Arknights will not be getting that shitty gacha with Stella Sora god, but apparently it did not turn out as I was expecting it to be. And Arknights Endfield also ended up having a lot of similarities to Stella Sora's gacha, even though Yostar is not related to this project. So I don't know what's going on. Maybe something is going on internally. And Saint has made a really good video on this, right? So we'll be going ahead and taking a look at this. He's gonna be giving us a rough idea of what exactly is going on, and then I'll be telling you guys my opinion on what exactly is going on with this game. To be honest, it's not looking that good.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for us to have another discussion about another game and another situation where, ladies and gentlemen, it appears that I was right the entire time, because it appears that the Arknights Endfield Beta Test 2 has begun. And with news about Arknights Endfield Beta Test 2, we now have news about its gacha system. And
oh, by the way, guys, did any of you get into Arknights Endfield Beta Test 2? I mean, if you guys got access, I'm kind of jealous, bro. I applied with, I think, 3 email accounts and didn't get in with any of them, so that's just me. That's just me.
And this is the main takeaway about Enfield's gacha system, ladies and gentlemen. The main takeaway is it's pretty much exactly the same as what was in CBT1, pretty much exactly the same. And it's the same exact system that I, 10 months ago, said was one of the worst systems in gacha gaming. But you want to know what the
I think they were supposed to change the gacha system from CBT1? I mean, am I tripping out here? I feel like they were supposed to change it, right? The fact that they did not change it is crazy, bro. It is crazy.
Exception to this statement was 10 months ago, I got mass downvoted. I got rebated. I had a bunch of CCs going behind the scenes to try to assassinate my character because they disagree with my takes so much. But it appears, ladies and gentlemen, the tide has shifted. We have pretty much every single CC in the space unilaterally agreeing there is something deeply fucking wrong with the gacha system. So why don't we go ahead and start breaking down and start talking about why, for a second time, what is so bad about what Enfield has going on.
Now, I'll be honest with you guys, as much as hate as this guy gets, I feel like he has a really mature take on gacha. As we know, gacha is like the most important part of a gacha game. And the fact that they did not change the gacha from CBT1 to CBT2, that in itself is kind of concerning. Because that means that the devs did not really take the gacha feedback from CBT1 seriously. And that is a big red flag. That means that the devs are not really listening to the players. So obviously, stuff can change when the game releases, but we are in CBT2, right? So what's gonna happen? Maximum will probably get another CBT, or we will directly get the game released. Most games generally have 2 to 3 CBTs, right? After that, they generally go for an open release. So if they have not changed something in CBT2, there is very less chance that it will actually change in the game. So let's go ahead and take a look at actually what's going on with the gacha system.
Great news is I don't even have to go anywhere from my original video because nothing about the system has changed. And what I wanted to do was actually start breaking down why the reception to my take that this gacha system was dog shit, why the reception was so volatile back then, and why it's different now. So let's go ahead, let's start diving into it. So first things first, when it comes to the actual limited 5-star banners, they have a pretty low rate at a baseline, right, for the 5 stars, 0.8. And you also have a 50.
0.8% rate is not really that bad, to be honest. I mean, it's fine, it's decent. I mean, we have seen 0.6% in Genshin, right? So 0.8% is not really that bad. In fact, I'll say it's one of the better rates out there. Like, it's closer to 1%.
The 50. You you also have a bit of a pity, where you're guaranteed a 6-star character at 80 pulls, but then at 120, you have a guarantee for the rate up character. So on this screen over here, you see Leviathan, right? Let's say you go to 80 pulls and you win a 6-star. You might not get her. However, when you get to 120, you're guaranteed to get her. And so on average, it's only going to cost about 60 pulls to get the character, right? Not that bad.
It doesn't really sound that bad, to be honest, because first of all, your rate is 0.8, which is, in my opinion, pretty good gacha rates, right? And you get a 6-star at 80 pulls, which is 50-50, but then you are guaranteed to get the character at 120. So on pen and paper, it doesn't really look that bad, because when you look at other gacha games, you are guaranteed a character at 180 pulls, right? They are guaranteeing you a character at 120. But they are not guaranteeing anything before 120. So basically, you can probably lose like 10 50-50s, and none of them can be the limited character. So that is a little bit weird, in my opinion. If you are having a 50-50 system, there should be like an alternate 50-50 system, like they do it in Genshin or Wuthering Waves, right? I think that system is much better. But then once again, you're getting guaranteed 120. So I don't know. I really can't complain about this.
However, let's say on your first 10 pull, you don't get her. You lose the 50-50. Well, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? It doesn't matter how many more times you pull, you can repeatedly lose every single 50-50 on your path to 120 pulls. So let's just say there's a universe where you could pull 10 6-stars on the way to 120, and none of them are Leviathan. There is a universe where that...
I mean, that is totally possible, bro. But yeah, it definitely sucks. I wish they had an alternate 50-50. It is kind of bad, no? It is kind of bad, to be honest. Like, if you don't have 120 pulls, it's way too risky to even invest in a character's banner at that point. Because you may just get so many standard characters. That is crazy, bro.
Happens. This whole 120 pity for the 6-star character as well, it also does not carry over.
Oh, shit.
The next banner. So let's just say you pull 80 times on this banner and you lose the 50-50. Sucks. But then you get sick and you can't play Endfield for a week. And so when you were originally intending to spend 120 pulls on this banner, you can only spend 110. Well, guess what? You lost the 50-50. You went to 110 pulls instead of 120. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Following that, the banner will then reset back to 0 pulls, and you will have to start all over for another rate up character. So those...
This is so bad, bro. This is Stella Sora all over again. Like, guys, I was concerned that there may be a similarity between this and Stella Sora. But deep down, I was hoping that because Yostar is not related to Arknights Endfield, maybe it will not have a similar gacha system. But this is exactly Stella Sora, man. What? Oh, man, this is insane. This is insane. Like, I was fine with not having a guaranteed after 50-50. But the PD not carrying over, this is so bad. Like, I don't think I have seen a system this bad other than Stella Sora for years. This system used to exist in like really old, you know, those cheap Chinese gacha games that tried to rip off your money and then they went EOS after 3 months. Those games used to have a system like this. This is crazy, man. Like, you're not giving us 50-50. All right, I understand. Maybe you want to make some money. But not having the pity carry forward is absolutely insane. Especially when your PD is at 120. Your guarantee is at 120, right? It's not low like Genshin at 80 or Wuthering Waves at Genshin 90, Wuthering Waves 80. Okay, it's not low like that, right? It's so high, and then your PD does not carry forward. So basically, if you are a free-to-play player, you should not pull for any character unless and until you have an exact 120 pulls. That is crazy. Like, I don't know how the pull economy in this game is gonna work, but from what I have heard, it's kind of similar to the number of pulls you get in Genshin and WoWa. More similar to WoWa in that aspect, because WoWa gives a little bit more pulls. But then collecting 120 pulls is probably going to take such a long time, huh? As a free-to-play player, you probably have to save for 3 or 4 months maybe if you like complete all the events. If you are 100% doing everything, all the achievements and everything, maybe in 3 to 4 months you will have 120 pulls for the character. But if you don't have 120 pulls, this is complete scam. Like, exactly like what he said, right? You do 110 pulls and then the pulls just disappear. They don't stay. That is insane, bro. That is insane. And imagine if you are someone who's like a low spender, you spend for like 50 pulls and you don't get the limited character, and next time the pity just disappears, bro. Your 50 pulls just went into the air. That is crazy.
110 pulls that you spent on this banner, they will amount to literally nothing. You will not get the character, your pity will be reset, and the only thing that will carry over, guys, is the 30 pulls you made until the next 80 guarantee. So
like the 80 pity is being carried forward, but the 120 does not get carried forward. Just why? Why? Like, if you are carrying forward the 80 pity, which is the 50-50 one, why will you not carry forward the 120, man? It feels like this was deliberately made to scam people.
Let me just go ahead and like illustrate it out for you in paint how fucked up this shit is.
Okay, bro. You know shit is bad when he pulls out paint and starts drawing.
Okay? Like, I'm literally gonna do it for you.
Yeah, in Gacha space, you know shit is serious or shit is bad when you see a creator drawing on paint, or when you see a creator bring out that Excel sheet. If any of these two happens, you know the situation is bad or it's very serious.
You here. So let's just say, right, banner, right? You spend 80 pulls, lost 50-50, right? Then you spend 20 more, no 6-star, right? No 6-star from that. Guess what? You now got to spend 20 more, spend 20, or lose 100. That's what it becomes, guys.
Bro. If you are at this point, I think most people will end up spending for 20, right? This is what I think the devs were trying to do. Like, FOMO people into spending the last 20 pulls, or last whatever pulls they have. Even at this point, like, imagine you are at 80 pulls and you lose the 50-50, right? You will end up spending money for the next 40 pulls. Or maybe you will just end up grinding like crazy and then spending for whatever number of pulls left for 120, right? Because at this point, imagine you have invested like an 80 pulls into a banner, right? As a free-to-play player, that's probably going to be a lot of time commitment to gather 80 pulls. And you don't get the character. And if you don't get this character while this banner lasts, your 80 pulls basically become useless. So that may be like months of saving for a free-to-play player completely gone to waste. And the only way to prevent you from wasting these 80 pulls is you spend real money to buy 40 pulls and then hit that 120. I think this is what they were trying to do, right? Were they trying to play with the FOMO of these players? Because it definitely looks like that. At this point, if you are at 100 pulls, imagine the amount of FOMO you will be going through. Right? There's probably like maybe you spend the entire version farming pulls, you reach like 100 pulls, and there is 2 days left for the banner to disappear, or maybe 1 day left for the banner to disappear. What are your choices? You either lose all of your 100 pulls, all of them amount to nothing, all the months of effort that you did saving 100 pulls amounts to nothing, or you spend real world money. This is looking very bad, guys. This is looking really, really bad. Like, I think in years, I have not seen a gacha system this bad, except for Stella Sora. I don't think we should even talk about that game. That game is going to EOS in 3 months. Let's not talk about it. In years, I have probably not seen a gacha system this bad. Like, Genshin Weapon Banner is probably the closest to this. Because, yeah, you still need to go to, 2 periods to guarantee the weapon, right? So, Genshin Weapon Banner is probably the closest, but even that has been carried forward, man. This one does not. It's absolutely crazy. So, this is actually worse than Genshin Weapon Banner.
Nice. And for that character, right? Let's just see them over here. Wait, let's give some big old badonkers as well. Gotta have like the value over here, right?
Gotta have the selling point, bro. Gotta have the Gunner bait.
You got that new character. We added some assets to her as well to make her more popular. Wait. We'll make her like Carlotta. There you go. That looks.
The small legs, bro.
Okay, that looks a little fucked up. All right. There we go. Okay.
Small legs.
Fixed it. That's gonna be the new character.
Hey, bro, the body proportion looks a little bit sus.
And so, you spend 80 pulls, right? Damn right, cursive on the screen. That's what you call fucking talent right there. But anyways, you spend 80, you lose the 50-50. You spend 20 more, no 6-star. You're now at 100 out of 120 pity. You now have to spend 20 more, or all of these past pulls that you did are into the ether. And the only thing you will have left is 20 pity to 86-star guarantee. That's it. That is the only thing that's going to carry over. And so...
It's so stupid, man. I still can't get over the fact that the 80 pity is being carried over to the next banner, but the 120 guarantee is not. That is such a scam, bro. That is such a scam. If this is not daylight robbery, I don't know what is.
Oh, imagine, right? That you're in this position over here. 100 pulls was all that you had. What are you now going to do? If you're 100 pulls into Big Mommy's banner, are you going to lose 100 pulls or buy 20? What are you gonna do?
I mean, most people are gonna be doing this, right? Let's be real. Losing 100 pulls as a free-to-play player, damn, bro. Like, if I am thinking of, Wuthering Waves perspective, this would probably take me around 3 months to gather 100 pulls. That's because I don't 100% every region and all that stuff, right? I don't know if you can get that faster, but in general, I think most people are gonna be taking 3 months to reach 100 pulls. If you take the daily pass and the battle pass and all that stuff, maybe it's gonna be taking less time, but still, it's going to be taking a lot of time commitment to reach 100 pulls. And losing all the 100 pulls and not getting anything. Shit, man. You could quit, bro. Buy 20? Nah, man, I'm not buying 20. I'm uninstalling the damn game. There is no freaking way. A game is FOMO pushing me to buy 20 pulls. Okay, there is no freaking way. If this shit ends up happening in the real game when the game drops, I spend 100 pulls, I don't get the character, I am uninstalling the game. I have done this with ZZZ. When the game launched, the first time, I played for the first time when it launched on the first day itself. And I spent so many hours grinding everything to get to that first 90 piri on the limited banner. And I lost the 50-50. And you know what I did after that, guys? I uninstalled the damn game. I have not touched the game in the past 2 years after I uninstalled it. Because that felt so insulting to me. That felt insulting to my time. I put in time, and time is money for me, okay? I put in my time into that game, and the game did not respect my time. That is what I felt like, okay? I spent hours grinding that game to get to 90 pulls, and then I lost the 50-50 on my first ever pity in that game. That kind of showed me the glimpse. That kind of showed me the future. You know what? If you keep playing this game, this is what's going to happen to you. And I felt so frustrated at that point. I said, you know what, Namor, this game is not for me. I am quitting this game because I feel utterly disrespected as a player, and I'll just go back to Genshin and Wuthering Waves. That's it. I'm not going to be playing this game. And if something like this happens in Arknights Endfield, no matter how good the game is, I think I will be at a mental state that's so fucked up that I'll just uninstall the game. And I'll probably never look at it for another 3 or 4 years until and unless maybe they start giving a free 6-star every patch or something. I'm not even going to be looking at it. Right? This is messed up, bro.
Will you lose 100 pulls or buy 20? Which one, guys? Lose 100 pulls of pity progress or just buy $20?
I'd quit. Of course, quit the shit game. I'm glad that I'm not the only one who thinks like this, bro. I'm glad I'm not the only one. This is so fucked up.
$1 more in pulls. Is this not one of the most absurdly, disgustingly, FOMO-fueled and predatory gacha mechanics you've ever seen? This is, just think about this circumstance, and think about how Endfield is clearly being designed to market towards a more casual audience. Endfield is trying to be marketed towards a more general audience of gacha player.
I mean, yeah, that is what I realized from the gameplay and all that stuff, right? When the devs did the reveal and everything, they were more into the casual stuff, right? They had base building, they had I don't know, it felt like a pretty casual game, right? It did not have that hardcore Souls-like combat or anything, all of that stuff. It was a much more casual-oriented game. And they put a gacha that's this predatory in a casual game. That is really crazy, bro. That's really crazy. I mean, we are gacha nerds, so we sit down and we look at these, gacha rates and everything. We start to Google shit like, is this character worth it or is this character not worth it? We Google stuff like how many pulls I'm gonna be getting per patch, what's the pull economy, how much I gotta save, at which month I can go ahead and pull for a character. But the casual audience is not going to be doing most of it. The casual audience is going to be playing the game like, they're probably going to be playing 15-20 minutes, maybe an hour every day, whenever they get their free time. They don't have the time to sit and calculate pulls per patch, right? And to figure out the perfect time to go and invest in a banner to get the character. So I just wonder how many casual folks are going to feel cheated once they make like 100, 110 pulls, heck, even an 80 pulls, and they don't get the character that they want, right? And then the pity just resets the next patch. I feel like most people are going to be frustrated and they're going to be buying the extra pulls. Like, this game is going to be making either an absurd amount of money because of how good the game's quality is and people just stick around even after the shitty gacha, or this game is going to enter end of service in like 2 or 3 months. Let's be completely real. When this game launches, we don't even have a date yet. So I'm assuming when this game launches, we will be having good games like Ananta out there, right? Where Winds Meet is already out right now. It does not have any sort of gacha for power scaling, only for cosmetics. And Ananta is coming out without gacha. At that point, if you release a game with this predatory gacha in the market, you're cooked, bro. I don't feel like anyone is going to be playing this game, right? I don't feel like anybody will even give this a fair shot if you don't change this. Now, I know a lot of people are going to be saying shit like, the game is in the beta phase, bro. Why are you complaining so much? The game has not even released. And that is exactly why I'm complaining, right? If you guys think that you should not be complaining now, you all are stupid in the brain. I'll say it directly straight to your face. You guys are stupid, because the gacha system is not something the devs will probably change after the game releases. This sort of stuff, especially in-game prices, monetization, the shop design, all of this stuff does not really change when a game releases. These are like the core aspects of a game, right? So if you don't like anything right now, go ahead, scream about it, bro. Just post it everywhere on social media. Make sure that the devs notice that you are not okay with the system, so that when the game finally releases, we don't release with a system like this. And imagine if they even decided to change the gacha system after the game releases. Just think of what sort of negative impact this game would have on the first impressions, on the first batch of players that download the game, right? First impressions is the last impressions. I think the reason why Wuthering Waves is still not as popular as Genshin is because the first impressions of that game was absolutely stupid. It was so buggy, it was so glitchy, right? People were not able to play. It was an absolute shit show. And I think that is the reason why a lot of people did not pick up Wuthering Waves after that first impression. They were like, nah, bro, we're not going to be playing this game anymore. And you will see that, that mentality still trickling down even after all these years. So the first impressions for a game is really, really important. And if they release with a gacha system like this system is straight up exactly like Stella Sora, let me tell you guys, okay? It's gonna get exactly the Stella Sora treatment. Stella Sora as a game is not really that bad. I mean, the gameplay is decent, it's good, the character designs are decent. But we saw what happens when the gacha system is absolutely messed up in a game, right? This is crazy, bro. Honestly, I was really looking forward to this game. The game looked really high quality. And even if it is a high quality game, if the gacha system is this bad, I don't know if I will be playing this, right? If I just want a high quality game, I could play something like Red Dead Redemption 2, I could play something like Cyberpunk, right? There are many high quality games. The reason I play a gacha game is because I can pull for multiple characters, right? I get to play with so many different characters. That is the whole reason I play gacha games. I get tired of playing the same characters in those games. That is my excuse for playing gacha games. But if I am being restricted from pulling characters like this, then what even is the point, right? What will I do with all the quality if the main reason for me to play this game is so bad? I don't know, man. I just hope that they fix this stuff when the game releases. I just hope more people make videos on this, complain about this in CBT2, so that this stuff does not happen later on. You know, the devs, they seriously need to fix this. If they make the 50/50s guaranteed, I think that's good. Okay, that's good. You completely remove the 120 guarantee and make the gacha exactly how it is in Genshin or Wuthering Waves. I think no one is going to be complaining. Don't try to reinvent something that's already good, in my opinion. Okay, that's already working. Don't try to go ahead and reinvent the wheel. Yeah, that will be me for this video. I don't know, I'm a little bit disappointed with the situation of this game. Let me know your thoughts about Arknights Endfield. Will you be willing to try out this game after all of this, if they don't change this gacha system, right? And I'll see you guys in the next video.